beautiful
Nice.
shoe.
You sure come up with some great pictures in the morning.
I know how to Google picture. I will get better at giving credit to the photographers that took these lovely pictures too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Course in Miracles.
Sounds good to me.
The test of everything on earth is simply this. What is everything on earth for? The answer to what is everything on earth for makes it what it is for you. Everything on earth has no meaning of itself, yet you give reality to everything on earth according to the purpose that you serve. The purpose you choose to serve is either to be a witness for the truth of the oneness or for the illusion of separation and specialness. Here you are, but means, along with everything on earth. God is a means as well as end. Actually, I think it's the only thing that is truly both. I've been thinking about that lately. In heaven, means and end are one, and one with God. When the means and ends are one and one with God, this is the state of true creation, found not within time, but in eternity. To no one here is this describable, nor is there any way to learn what this condition means, not till you go past learning to the given, not till you make again a holy home for your creations, is true creation understood. Whew. I figured out all those words with about the top quarter of them until you.
That was great job done on your part.
Thank you very much. Give me a pat on the back. Go ahead. Oh,
CIM states that A Course in Miracles states that God is both means and the end. Sounds like the beginning and the end to me. No, it's the means and the end. To the concept of God being everything, this makes sense. Sense. Nothing could be outside of a oneness of everything. Because we live in a dualistic thought system, the concept of a oneness of everything and the extension of the mind of God cannot be fully understood since it's beyond perception. We need our minds returned to knowledge to comprehend the fact of this one self. In heaven, only one love is present. On earth, which is the world of perception, time, and space, we can appear to have and perform dual and seemingly contradictory purposes.
I have to stop you here. Just I had to laugh. The first sentence there, you said in heaven only one love is present,
Oh, whoops.
and that's Bob Marley's song. So
Yeah, one
okay.
love.
Moving on.
In the world of perception, both the emotions of fear and love appear as possibilities. Although we can, within time, appear to support the illusion of separation, God's plan for the return of the sonship to the truth is always working in the background. Everything that is happening in time is the perfect moment that we must experience to make our return to truth possible. Thus, our egoic refusal to offer our brother forgiveness today is exactly what we need to be able to grant him his sinlessness tomorrow. We do not understand this big picture, and we appear to have our own autonomous egoic purposes and goals. Yet the job of the Holy Spirit is to
Mm-mm.
is to direct and produce the movie epic called The Return of the Sonship to Truth. In this movie, the Holy Spirit reinterprets what appears to be our own egoic plan to prove the reality of separation into small subplot to verify the truth of the one self. Only the Holy Spirit knows how all the parts fit together to form this gigantic movie epic. This is why ACIM advises us to always take counsel from the voice of God, voice for God. Thus, in the world of perception, we're also a part of the means that the Holy Spirit uses to achieve her purpose of the return of the sonship to truth.
A co-creator with the Father must have a son. Yet must this co-creator's son have been created like himself, the sonship? This co-creator's son must also be a perfect being, all-encompassing and all-encompassed. Nothing to add and nothing taken from, not born of size, nor place, nor time, nor held to limits of uncertainties of any kind. Here do the means and end unite as one, nor does this co-creator's son have any end at all. All this is true, and yet it has no meaning to anyone who still retains one unlearned lesson in his memory, one thought with purpose still uncertain, or one wish with a divided aim.
The sonship's purpose in heaven is to be co creator with the Father. By this co creation process, we complete God because we have proven that creation is extension. When God creates, he gives all because he is all. We too must accept that we are all to give all. We perceive ourselves as limited, we'll also perceive our creations as limited. Although this appears to be our reality, we can only truly extend our unlimited spirit, which is the oneness of God. Within our perceived making lies the seed of unlimited creation.
This course makes no attempt to teach what cannot easily be learned. ACIM scope, oops, I can't get the word behind scope, does, I got it. Okay, let me get that out of the way. ACIM scope does not exceed your own, except to say that what is yours will come to you when you are ready. Here on earth, are the means and the purpose separate because the means and the ends were so made and so perceived? And therefore do we deal with them as if the means and the purpose were separate. It's essential it be kept in mind that all perception still is upside down until perception's purpose has been completely understood. Perception does not seem to be a means, and it is this belief that perception is not a means that makes it hard to grasp the whole extent to which perception must depend on what you see perception's purpose for. Perception seems to teach you what you see, yet perception but witnesses to what you taught. Perception is the outward picture of a wish, an image that you wanted to be true.
This paragraph tells us that what we perceive to be objective and outside of us is really subjective and predetermined by what our mind wishes to see or believes it can see. This concept shatters the notion that we're innocent victims of the world around us. It states that we're the source of all that we perceive. We are the source of all that we perceive. This is why A Course in Miracles advises us not to change the world, but rather to change how we choose to view our world. If we do this, our world will automatically change to realign with our new purpose.
Look at yourself and you will see a body. Look at this body in a different light, and the body looks different. And without a light, it seems that the body is gone. Yet you are reassured that the body is there because you still can feel the body with your hands and hear the body move. Some of us older people have more noises that you will hear when we move. Oi, oi, oi. Here in the body is an image that you want to be yourself. The body is the means to make your wish of bodily egoic specialness come true. But I still can't look in a mirror and see a red cape and think I'm going to fly. It doesn't work that way. The body gives the eyes with which you look on the body. The body gives the hands that feel the body. And the body gives the ears with which you listen to the sounds the body makes. The body proves the body's own reality to you.
The ego uses the body to prove the separation was real. Yet we fail to realize that the body was made by the ego to bear false witness to the truth. Thus, the body cannot be considered a credible or unbiased witness for your determination of what you truly are. All of the body's senses are self-serving witnesses for the truth of the body's existence. They should not be believed.
I want to do a tangent here, Lee. Some of it, we usually call it a rabbit hole, but what you just read is exactly defines exactly what's going on in our world today with the term racism. Because the people who are racist that everybody says the others are, look, let's just take a white person looking at a black person, to use the old phrases. They think they're different because their body is a different color, but they're not thinking about what they're thinking. They're looking at the bodies and making determinations and decisions about what that person is capable of doing or isn't capable of doing or should be doing or shouldn't be doing. All that stuff is all about the body, the, just the color of the body, which is dependent on one thing: what color was that person's parents? And it has nothing to do with what they're thinking about today. And they can't even change it. As their mind starts to change and evolve and grow, they're still stuck in that body. That's why we all have to get to the point of understanding that the body is just a, a shot in the dark as to what that person's thinking. And without going to find out what they're really thinking and feeling, you're stuck with racist views that you were carefully trained to believe, nurtured when you were very young, all the propaganda. Right here is the way to bust through any kind of propaganda, because most of it is based upon irrelevant things like what color is this body or the arms or the legs or any of those things. So this really puts it, it gives us a really good um, explanation of why racism just absolutely is ridiculous. And I think most people reading this may already be there. Some people still aren't. And that's why they're looking at the body instead of what they really are. And they don't know who they are yet.
Our biases are absolutely our most hidden beliefs about what the world is. They're the things that we accept as the thing you can count on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're raised to believe that based on the color of your skin, you're better than somebody, or that that person is more likely to take something from you because that was instilled at you at a young age, you don't even know you're biased necessarily. Racists don't always know they're racist. It's the hardest part. It's why we need to check our privilege and really why the Black Lives Matter movement helps all humanity, not just the black people. It's really about all of the minorities that got pushed down having a fair chance and a fair shake at life.
Although
And
about
any white person who's gotten caught up and lost everything, they get it too, because we've all gone through these terrible, terrible times.
Lee and I both have just watched Hamilton, and Lee has watched it a number of times with his family as well. And there's one thing about it that is the first discernible, really obvious thing that, and Lee, you're the one who put it very well. There is absolutely no racist component to this. Black people and white people are just interacting, and there's no discernible sense that anybody in the audience can get that because he's black he said this, or because he's white he said that, or because he's half and half, and so on and so on and so on. It's what makes that play an incredible breakthrough and an incredible success, because it's the truth. It's the truth that we have to deal with people as the way they think, not the way they look. There's so much to that, and it's done so well in Hamilton. I also noticed it recently in the movie that was made, the new remake of um, the Les Mis, where the constable who is constantly going after the former prisoner, Javert, is going after Jean Valjean. He's black, and he's never been shown that way. He's never been played that way. But there's no racism whatsoever. These are breakthrough stories that are being accepted and clarified in real life, and it's what is going to herald the new world that we're moving into, where what you think and feel and accept is a whole lot more important than the color of your skin, or how much money your parents gave you when you were born, or where you live, or what position you have. The caste systems have to go away, all of those things, because we are all one and we were created equal. That's the most profound statement that's in the Constitution, and we're all still trying to learn it. It might have been the Declaration of Independence, but it's in there. So now I can get off my soapbox, and you can too. Want to read that last note? Unless you want to add something to that.
No, no, that's fine. Yep, the ego uses the body to prove the separation was real, yet we fail to realize that the body was made by the ego to bear false witness to the truth. Thus, the body cannot be considered a credible or unbiased witness for your determination of what you truly are. All of the body's senses are self-serving witnesses for the truth of the body's existence. They should not be believed. And that's where we're going to stop today.
Okay. Tomorrow, we'll see you then.